Hey everyone, welcome to the overview video about the class, Juvenile Justice. So first I want to start off with our Blackboard. So this is our Blackboard page. As you can see, there's three folders that are important. If you've taken other classes, this should be familiar with you. Those of you who this is your first class, hi, welcome. A couple things to note. Please note under course faculty, Jennifer Kuzman shows up. That is our student success coach for this class. I am the instructor, Mr. Wheaton. Hi. I don't show up on the Blackboard course simply because I have administration access, so it hides me from the course faculty. But otherwise, I am here, I promise. I'm the one that's putting all the stuff in. I'm the one doing grades, things like that. So, as always, the Start Here folder is where I tell everyone to go. There's the About Me video. If you haven't watched it yet, it's just a brief overview of who I am. And this video will also be in there. There's also the syllabus, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute, as well as a link to the textbook for this class. Course-specific content is important information for the entirety of the course. What's in there is the APA guidelines. It's just a short reference webpage to help you make sure that you're following APA formatting when we get to that point. It's not important right now, but it's important for you to have access to it right away. And then there's the Juvenile Program Proposal Assignment Sheet, which there will be its own video going over it, and we'll talk about it later. It's not a priority now, but I want to at least show you where you'll find it first. And then last is the weekly folders. Each folder, there will be 8 total folders. Each one will be titled week whatever it is. This is week 1. So for week 1, we already have the intro video. We have the lecture PowerPoint. And then there will be a video on the lecture that'll go in here as well. So please note, if you click on week 1 lecture, look at that. Here's the PowerPoint. This is the notes. So you don't necessarily have to write anything, but I will be talking about all these things in the lecture video. So if you have questions or something you want to add to it, by all means, please do. But I do give you all of the notes right here, right up front. Okay? So in the lecture video, we will be going over that. The other thing is assignments, quizzes, everything will be right here in the folders for the week. So week 1, there is no exam, or no quiz, so there's nothing else there. So there's no real homework for this week, and we'll talk about that here in just a second, because now let's transition to our syllabus. So my name is Mr. Wheaton. The course itself is an online course, so that means you kind of finish it at your own pace with weekly due dates. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Office hours. If you need to meet with me to talk about something with the class, by all means, reach out to me. Because it is the summer, I'm not at the main West Campus. So if you need to meet with me in person, we need to set up an appointment to meet. Otherwise, I'm pretty flexible. If you want to meet virtually via like Zoom, Teams, whatever, we can do that too. But again, please make an appointment. I have no problem if the best time to meet is Friday night at 10:30 after you put your kids to bed and you've had some time to work on homework. If that's the only time that works for you, I'm willing to work with you on that one. You just have to make the appointment. I'm not going to just say, 10:30 p.m. on Friday nights, I'm available. No, I'm still, I like to go to bed at a certain time. So, but I'm willing to work with your schedule if need be. My office number is there. That number is a Teams number, so it rings to my computer at my office. I will tell you right now, I tried setting it up to forward, and sometimes it forwards the call, sometimes it doesn't. So honestly, it's a 50-50 shot if it goes to my cell phone. You can call that number. If it does go to my cell phone, I can pick it up. If it doesn't, leave a message. I'll get an email saying I missed a call on Teams, and it'll actually send me the email of your voicemail. So then at least I can call you back. So don't feel like you can't use the phone. Just know that I might not answer because it might not ring for me. But always the best way to get a hold of me, and there's a communication guideline a little bit later in the syllabus, is email. awheaton2@ec3pa.org. It comes to my phone. That one is set up correctly on my phone, so don't worry about that. If you email me, I will respond. Just give me 24 hours, okay? All right. So, for the most part, syllabus is pretty straightforward. Course description is what the catalog has. Student learning objectives is at the end of this semester. These are the 4 things that you will be able to do as a result of finishing and passing this class. The required text is right there. Like I said, it's also linked on Blackboard. Our grading scale is a 10-point scale, so that's, pretty standard. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and anything 59% and below is an F. So, this is where I tell you. Here are the total points for the class. There are 5 total quizzes worth 20 points each for 100 points. You will have a midterm exam worth 100 points. You will have a final exam worth 150 points. And there is the Juvenile program proposal project that's worth 150 points. Like I said, I will do a video dedicated to this because of how many points it's worth, okay? But please note, 100, 200, 350, 500. 500 points in the whole class. This is it. You know exactly how many points. You know where they're coming from, okay? We'll talk about due dates here in just a little bit. Like I said, communication guideline, you got 24 hours after you email me in which I should respond. If I don't respond, feel free to poke me and be like, hey, did you get my previous message? I'm never offended if you poke me a couple times asking a question. Respect agreement, harassment policy, long story short, don't be a jerk. Respect each other's opinions and thoughts. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Not like today, but it's going to be relevant when we talk about the program proposal project and whatnot. Mission statement is the school's just what we're here for. Student code of conduct, there's rules that you have to follow as students. A link to the handbook is on the website, but also here in the syllabus. Attendance expectations. This is an online class, so we don't have a typical attendance in the same sense. What I'm going to say is you logging in weekly and turning in work or emailing me or anything like that is counted as attendance. If you don't log in, and I mean this, if you do not log in for a week, I will reach out to academic services and you might be removed from the class. So make sure that you're signing in at least once a week, okay? Class cancellation, there's not going to ever be one because it's an online class. So, yeah. Academic integrity, don't cheat. With AI tools being available, I have no problem with you using them to help you. Just don't rely on them. You still have to do the work. You still have to do things. You still have to do research. You still have to write something. Don't just rely on AI. Because if I can prove that AI did it for you and you didn't do anything for it, I will give you a 0 because that is cheating. That is plagiarism. Again, we'll talk about it when it becomes relevant. Important dates. Today is the beginning of the semester. Wednesday is the last day to drop a class or add a class for the summer. Next Thursday, June 19th, is the last day to drop with a 50% refund. And July 16th is the last day you can drop the class with a W. A W doesn't impact your GPA, but an F does. So if you know you're going to fail this class by June 16th, I would suggest you withdraw from the class rather than stay in and get an F, because the W won't hurt you, the F will. And then the end of the summer session is Friday, August 1st, and then the following week, Friday the 8th, is when grades are due. ADA statement, If you need accommodations, reach out to accommodations@ec3pa.org. Veteran services, if you're a veteran and need assistance, or you are active duty and you're having an issue that's conflicting between education and military service, reach out to advising, and they'll help work out what will work best for you. Student support statement, if you are experiencing any kind of difficulty meeting food, housing, things like that, that is going to impact your ability to learn, please let somebody know, either myself or student services, so that we can put you in touch with the appropriate community resources to help, okay? We can't do a whole lot, but we can at least try to put you in touch with people that can. If you need help with tutoring or writing, please reach out to our student success librarian, Mary Howells. Her email is included on this as well. And this is the thing that people care about, and it's why I usually rush through the syllabus in general, is, well, the actual course schedule. People like to know what's coming up. So, this is how I do my my schedule for my syllabi. If you've taken a class with me before, this is familiar. If not, welcome. So, week 1, this first week, what we're going to do in the class is go over the syllabus, class expectations, and schedule, which is what we're doing right now. And then there will be a separate lecture video on Chapter 1, Intro to Juvenile Justice. I would recommend, even though I am covering all the content of Chapter 1 that's important for you, I still suggest you read through Chapter 1, okay? Your homework, though, is to read Chapter 2 for next week, because in week 2, we're going to discuss legal framework and rights, and it's also, there's going to be the video for the project between week 1 and week 2, so it's important to keep that in mind. But week 2, we'll talk about Chapter 2. Your homework will be read Chapter 3, but also Quiz 1. Your first quiz will be in week 2, not week 1, okay? Please note, due date. Quiz 1 is due Sunday, June 22nd by 11:59 p.m. In week 3, Quiz 2 due by Sunday, June 29th by 11:59 p.m. Quiz 3 due by Sunday, July 6th by 11:59 p.m. Are you seeing a pattern here? Things are due on Sunday, okay? Sunday is the due date, so everything for us goes Monday is the beginning of the week for the class, Sunday is the end of the week for the class. All stuff will be due by that Sunday for that week, okay? That's the important distinction. The one weird exception is week 8 because the last day of class is Friday. This is where I say I'm a little bit different. Please note, final exam is due no later than Sunday, August 3rd by 11:59 p.m. Friday, August 1st is the last day of class, but I will still allow you to turn in your final exams all the way up until that Sunday. So you have more time to turn it in, okay? Again, I'll remind you and talk about it again when we get closer to that time. But for the most part, this is it. This is the schedule. Every week you should read the next chapter, and you should be ready for the quiz in each week that comes after that. Like I said, I will post a separate video talking about the program proposal project, which, please note, due by Friday, 8/1 by 11:59 p.m. So the last day of class, your program proposal project is due. So it's a semester-long project. You don't have to start it today. You don't have to start it this week. You have 8 weeks to start and complete the project. Okay? Like I said, I will post a separate video going over the assignment sheet of it and explaining what the project looks like. Okay? But that's it. That's the class. My expectations, honestly, are that you will read the chapters, you will watch the lecture videos, and hopefully take some kind of notes. You don't have to, but I hope you take something. I find personally it helps if I write my own notes as well. But my expectation is you're going to watch the lectures, listen to the lectures, do something with the lectures. and do well on the quizzes. And yeah, that's my expectation. Important note, all of my exams are open note, open book. You are more than welcome to use the textbook or the notes you take or the notes I provide to you for every exam and every quiz. Okay? I say this, and I also want you to know there is not a time limit on the exam or quiz once you start it. The only difference is you cannot start a new quiz or new test after you've submitted it or after the due date has passed. Okay? So it is important that you do these in a timely manner. But otherwise, that's it. I thank you very much, and I'll see you in the first lecture video.